My name is Raven, and welcome back to Studio Raven. Today, I have another requested video from some of my commenters on our series on cart drawers and Shopify themes in order to have add to cart buttons on collection pages, which actually translate into adding to the cart drawer, as opposed to sending you to the cart page on the theme. Today, we're going to be looking at the Impulse theme. Last time we looked at the Brooklyn theme, which is a free theme available to all Shopify customers. This time we're going to be taking a look at a more premium theme called Impulse. The Impulse theme is a wonderful theme. It has a lot of choices for merchants, a lot of settings, a lot of options, and overall makes your life a whole lot easier with all of its customizations, which go far beyond that of a free Shopify theme outside of the box. Of course, all Shopify themes can be edited. You can customize every theme to your liking. However, it may be in the best interest of some merchants to purchase a theme because of all of the special things you get out of the box. Therefore, you don't have to hire a developer and pay for their time to customize it for you. So today we're going to be looking into this theme, editing the code a little bit in order to add the add to cart buttons on the collections page. So let's jump right into that. So I'm going to show currently what we have on the home page. The home page here is just a small customization, and it shows here our collections. So I'm going to go ahead and shop our collections here. So now we can see we're on the collections page, and from the last set of videos you'll know that we're using our cartoon characters. We can click on more info and that'll take us to the product page. On the product page, when we click add to cart, it will open up the cart drawer, and you can see I've actually been doing this for a little while, so let's go ahead and clear that up. Just make sure there's nothing in the cart so that we can confirm, of course, that everything was added. And let's do that again. Perfect. Now then, let's get back to it. We want this to occur on the collections pages. We want an add to cart button. We want to be able to add those items to the cart drawer directly. So let's go ahead and take a look. First things first, when we go into our Impulse theme, we want to go directly into theme settings, cart, and make sure that our cart type is on drawer. We want to do this to make sure that product pages are taken care of, and also that we have a good base for what to copy and paste into our product grid items to make sure that the drawer opens in the first place. So I'm going to assume that you already have this set. If not, you would just click drawer and save, but since I already have it, I don't need to do so. Let's jump right into the code. Here I have a few things pre-opened, and I'm going to just quickly go through what we want to open here. First, we want to open the product grid item. This is a snippet inside of the theme. You would just scroll down, it's in alphabetical order, to products, and then you'd see product grid item. Open this one up because this is important. Next, we want our product template. Now there are two product templates. There's a product template in the snippet folder and a product template in the sections folder. We want to open both. It's actually beneficial for us to go ahead and just type product template here, and you could click on both to open them. Here I have one product template, and here I have another. Let's just go ahead and clear this. So we have one product template, we have another product template. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got everything open that we need, and we're going to go ahead and start the process. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. So we're going to start at the top. We're going to scroll down to about line 132 or so. It may be different in your Impulse theme. Just as a disclaimer, this Impulse theme was sent to me by one of our viewers, and so a few things may have been edited, but of course you can just follow the general sense of things. I'm looking for a div with the class of grid product meta. This has all of our grid product information in it. I'm going to click on it, and as we know from last time, when you click on a div in the Shopify editor, it highlights it in orange. So we can scroll down and find the end of that div. So I'm going to go ahead and go inside this div and press enter, and now we're going to type. We're going to say %%. We're going to add these lines. Those lines get rid of empty spaces, and we're going to say include single quotes product template variables. Then we're going to press enter again, and we're going to say include product form. So to explain what's going on here, we have a product template variables. These are set by the theme. If we go ahead and open that, it is a snippet. And just to go ahead and show you what's in there, the product template variables here are set by the theme. These are all of the pieces of data that are going to be read by the product form, and the product form is what actually adds things to your cart. So if we go back to the grid item, we're going to want to have included this, and then we're going to include the product form. But we're not done just yet with that. We're going to go back, and at the end of this, we're going to say comma, section underscore ID, full colon, product dot ID. This is going to make sure that the section ID inside of the product form is set to our product ID. We want to do this in order to make sure that the form itself is correctly linked with our product. Let's save this and see what it looks like. I'm going to go back to our collections page here, and I'm going to refresh. All right, that looks a little bit different, and if I'm honest, it doesn't look the most pretty, but of course, you can go ahead and take a look at the CSS, or always hire a developer to change the CSS for you if you wanted to clean this up a bit. I'm showing you how to get the basic functionality, and perhaps one day we could take a look into actually making this look pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add to Cart. And we actually see now this is functioning, but it's taking us directly to the cart page. And we're very familiar with this from our last video series. This is not what we want. So I'm going to go back to the home page and reopen the collection page, because there is one more step that we need to complete in order to get this to work. Every theme that offers a cart drawer as part of their theme settings will have some JavaScript in the background that's looking for a certain identifier. It's looking for something to tell JavaScript that this Add to Cart button is an Add to Cart drawer button and not just an Add to Cart button. If that's not too confusing, we have one last thing to add. If you noticed, if you go back to the product template and we want the section, then we see that we have a lot of these variables set. We have a section ID, we have a section type, we have a product handle, we have product URLs, aspect ratios, etc. We have all this data being set. And what happens is the theme reads this data and determines what JavaScript should I load. So we want to make sure the product JavaScript is loaded. So we go back to our product grid item .liquid, and we're going to scroll all the way back up. We're going to scroll up until we see here the div class. Now this should say div class grid item. That was from my testing earlier. I left that out, but we're going to want to put that back in. So it's going to say div class grid item, and the rest is going to depend on your theme, your installation, when you installed it, etc. So I want to go ahead and type product section, and I'm just going to undo until that one shows, because I couldn't remember if that was a dash or an underscore. It is in fact a dash, so we want to type product dash section into the class, and then we're going to want to add all that data. So we're going to say data dash section dash ID is equal to quote quote, and we're going to put the product.id. Remember from earlier, this is the same ID that we passed into the product form. We want to make sure that those are the same. So I'm going to say now data-section-type is equal to quote quote, and I'm going to say product-template. So we're tricking the theme into thinking that this product grid item is a product template. Next, we're going to say data-product-handle equals quote quote. And in this quote again, we're going to say inside liquid product.handle. Remember, same as here, we want this to be liquid, so we want to make sure we have two opening curly braces and two closing curly braces. Again, same here, two opening curly braces, two closing curly braces. If I got rid of the curly braces and just left it in the parentheses in the quotes, this will not work. This will give us a completely different value. So you want to make sure that you have those curly braces in. Finally, we have one more thing to add. We're going to say data-product-URL equals quote quote, inside of the quotes, opening curly braces, closing curly braces, and finally on the inside we're going to say product.URL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little easier to read. I'm going to press enter on these so that you can see everything that was added. We have the data product URL, the data product handle, the data section type, data section ID, and finally we added product section to the class. That is a mouthful, however it's actually not that much if you were to go in and type this out. The video is longer than it should be just because of the explanations, but if you were to go in and type this out, it would probably take you less than 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and to recap, we've typed out these data fields in the first part of this grid item div. Around the middle here, we have the grid item product meta. At the end of that, just before the closing div, we've included all the product template variables, we've included the product form. We don't want to write our own code for this, we want to make sure we're using the themes code. Since the theme is the one that's initialized the cart drawer, it's got all of this code already written, we may as well take advantage of it. Now, when I go back to my very, very pretty page here and I refresh the page, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the cart is empty. The cart is empty. And when I click on Courage to add the cart now, he's going to add to the cart drawer. Likewise, if I add Johnny Bravo to the cart, he's going to add. And if I want 3 DDs and Dexters, 3 of those are going to add to the cart. So there you have it. This is how to add to the cart drawer on the collections page on the Impulse theme. If you have any more requests for different themes, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. So there you have it. We've got everything adding to the cart drawer. If you have any more questions regarding this theme, please post them in the comments below. I'd love to help. These are answers to questions that I find all over the internet, but I can only find the questions and I can't find the answers. So if there's any more of these questions you could come across and you feel like asking a Shopify expert, I would love to go in and solve these for you guys. So like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you in the next video.